And then you're going to see Michael leading team. A well-acted and strong team. This is the Enyimba 5 to 7 League 2023 season. And it's the first match.
Names are natural strong team.
They play together, definitely. And in this team, they had a lot. Ball is sponsored by Enyimba, and the kickoff is on by Taiwan, and that's the first kick of the season. It's TBT versus Strong.
Alright, they're building from the back. In football, you don't want to play from the back, but you see them playing from the back. One touches with the defenders, and now they're in the midfield. But of course, they'll be intercepted by the
play. And it's an attack from TBT. Surging forward, back to the midfield, back to the defense, to Chike. Chike gives the ball to Michael.
We're here to make this good football. We're here to be looking from the back, building from the back, confidence.
Strong defending champions. In the free kick scenario, I don't think he's one of the rankings there. You can see Hassan leading up the ball, he shoots, and it's blocked by TBT. And it's another as the first attempt and goes as the first ball inside the box. And then whips it in. And that goes way wide. Strong, the first corner has gone to Strong. The first free kick went to Strong. When they get the first goal, that is so up for grabs.
Danger not completely clear. Strong once again with the ball. He whips it in, and the goalkeeper was comfortable on that one.
I want to see Sadiq Katika. You know, you can't have the all-time scorer in your ranks and have him, sitting on the bench. But the reason has to be when you have someone like Hassan also leading the line. It doesn't beg the question as to why Sadiq is sat on the bench for the opening game. But he's just joining the team. So you just take a little bit of getting him through his competition basis. And that is still TBT. That's a good shimmy. And he shoots! What a beautiful goal! Look, seriously opens his scoring. Open the goal line for the first night. And the champions surrender the lead to TBT FC, which scored the first goal of the season. Two-time Mutai shuts it off. And it's a goal kick. Will it be an upset on the opening day of the season? Will it be TBT? And it's TBT with the first 3 points of the competition. A wonderful game. A brilliant game by both parties. Last season semi-finalists, Dutchman. Final. And there's a whole lot to look up to. So much to believe.
Bosman are welcoming their team. The music star who was a consistent goal scorer from the substitute bench last season for Virtual FC, number 7.
Building from their back line, back to the goalkeeper. To the far right side. To the captain of the side. To get away from the game itself. Just to tell you that the best 5-star Premier League was founded in 2019. And this is a 300th game. Historic and full with memories. So not just for the players, also for the fans, something to share, something to be delighted about, and something surely to celebrate. What is this? That's from the goalkeeper. What is it? And just look at that well-positioned goalkeeper. It's a one-on-one situation. And the striker with Finidi could have done better in that situation. Box just a little bit wide. This is lovely. 1-2, and they find the corner. It's a goalkeeper save. And it's not be a threat at all to the goalkeeper. And here comes Portner. Maybe. Got it again. Dutchman. I mean, silky. What a wonderful The neighbors. That's the end of it. That's the Eagles. Here we go. That's a goal. What a goal for Bushman FC.
And an equalizer from the suicide, the score side.
And Suicide Squad. Let's go. And it's 3 players in the back for Bushman FC. And here to
Fantastic performance there in the world of grassroots football. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adini Jishafe. We just have to always celebrate our sportsmen. Fantastic performance from those footballers there. I have in the studio Emmanuel Fashion. Good to have you, Emmanuel.
Thanks for having me.
Right now, we'll be looking at a particular sport that is gaining momentum in Nigeria called Unicycle. Unicycle is really getting that particular accolade because a lot of young Nigerians are going into that sport. It started just like the way tech ball came. Unicycle has been a system for a while, but right now, a lot of Nigerians are into it and they are really at least thriving in that sport. Right now, we'll be joining Lagos to talk with a lady who has really done when it comes to this sport. She has been a coach. She has also been competing in this particular sport for herself. And right now, I have Kelechi Oko joining us from Lagos. Good to have you, Kelechi.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, good ones. Kelechi Oko is a coach of Unicycle. A lot of young ones are into it. And first of all, Kelechi, this sport, Unicycle, let me ask, how did you get into it before we talk about you being a coach?
Okay, so I tried for the first time around the Ikoyi axis. I met a certain man, quite elderly and widely traveled. So he said he learned it from a country in Europe. When I saw it at first, I was surprised. I was thinking at like, how can someone ride something with just one wheel? That was my confusion. And I approached him, asked him, is this some kind of magical trick or is this something learnable? I was like, it's learnable. Really? Could you teach me? He said, sure. Then I decided to learn it. And in like 3 weeks to 1 month, I was able to learn it. Then I decided to improve at it. I started watching white boys, white girls, Chinese girls who are very professional at it. Got to improve my skills, learned a few tricks and all. And I did it with so much passion, so much consistency, because consistency is the goal. When it comes to Unicycle, you have to be very consistent with whatever you do. So with so much consistency, I became professional at it. And then I started coaching young kids and adults around my environment.
A good one there. Now, seeing those young, at least you can see some young kids there that you have been trained. I guess these are your your students. Well, we'll be talking about Unicycle sport with Kelechi Oko, and this sport is really gaining momentum in Nigeria. If we look at it, it looks very kind of undoable. But according to you, you started like a joke, and now you are right now becoming a coach in it. Tell us, when it comes to Unicycle in Nigeria now, can we say it's a sport that's just the way other sports gain momentum? Is it going to be like that? Is it really getting that support or accolades?
Yes, in due time, it's going to be a sport that is as popular as football. Because, the thing is, whatever sport gains momentum is done by those who do the sport. So how much passion do we put in? How much publicity? How much work do we put in? How much people do we train? What are the number of people that can do it? And what are the available competitions? Just like anything new, it's the effort that is being put into it that brings the results you see. So right now, myself and my coach, we are working on a unicycle marathon competition. With that platform, the sport can be projected more, having to liaise with the Athletics Federation and the Cycling Federation. So with media and so much publicity, that would project the sport more and get more people to be interested. I like to call it an artistic sport because it's a sport that you can convert into so many hybrids. You can juggle with it, you can dance some synchronized choreography with it, you can even skip with it, you can play basketball with it. I believe some of the slides have shown the different hybrids of this artistic sport. So with if we're able to put up that unicycle marathon, I believe that would project the sport more. And I'm also working on setting a Guinness record with it. I believe that would give it so much projection. I'm looking at doing the longest distance covered on a unicycle, playing the drums on it. So if I do that, I'll be using the third mainland bridge. I'll commence my I've commenced my training, so I'm projecting to set the record by next year.
Okay, from what you are saying right now, you want to also project yourself for Guinness World Record, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the plan is going to be for 2024, where you want to do that on Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos.
Yes.
Okay,
So
right now, aside you pursuing that particular dream of Guinness World Record, what about, we saw some young kids there who are really doing well. You said they can actually juggle with it, ball or basketball. You can also do skipping rope on it and all that. But aside that, is there any competition on ground for this particular sport in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, no. So we are trying to, myself and my coach are trying to bring that up. But outside Nigeria, there are so many competitions. We have the European Unicycle Tournament. We have the World Unicycle Championship. That was rounded off last 2 months. It was hosted in Japan. So even the American Society of Unicyclists, they always have timely competitions, periodical competitions where they do unicycle racings, flatland competitions, stunt competitions, unicycle basketball competitions. Their competitions are quite categorized because of how famous the sport is over there. Okay,
now let's look at this sport in another facet as it is. We know there's no sport that doesn't have its own trouble. What are the issues that comes up when you are into unicycle, when it comes to athletes? Injury now. I'm trying to talk about injury.
Okay. First, yes. First is getting the gadget is quite difficult because it's not a prominent sport in Nigeria. So dealers, importers don't really import it. You have to order for it specially. So the taxes, the shipment fee, it's really expensive. And also some kids, not even the kids, their parents are scared. They are, at first, when I was riding it alone, I get different funny comments like, this person is using voodoo, this lady must be using magical tricks and all. It looked like an impossible sport. So they always, being an African country, they always ascribed it to supernatural powers or dark magic. So parents were quite scared, like, not to teach my son this. Like the first student I tried teaching, the boy was catching up and his mom was like, his father is afraid that we won't. Me too, I'm afraid that which kind of thing is this? Is it not witchcraft? And I'm like, no, madam, it's not witchcraft. So there is the African drawback because it looks like something not normal, something not natural until they start seeing kids do it. Then so it's actually natural, it's teachable. So that's one aspect to it. And even when you are professional at it, there are some new tricks and new stunts you might be attempting and you miss your calculation and balance and you get to fall and injure.
Okay, good one there. Well, Kelechi Oko has been talking.
I had an injury.
Hello, Kelechi. Let's just I have to quickly ask you one more question before we are done with you. When it comes to unicycling in Nigeria now, according to you, there is no competition yet. Are you as a coach, have you ever been to any competition aside the fact that for the ones you are training, but you as a coach, have you ever attended any competition outside Nigeria?
Outside Nigeria, I was to attend the Unicycle, the World Championship, but I had some issues with my passport being ready on time. So I wasn't able to meet up to the...
Wait, so it was supposed to be at which place, which country then?
I was supposed to be in Japan.
Oh, Japan. Okay, you were supposed to be competing with the Ochinazi of this world. Good one there, Kelechi Oko, giving us insight to the world of unicycle sport. It's gaining momentum in Nigeria, and a lot of Nigerians are really going, especially the young ones out there. This is a sport that you can also allow your young ones to go to. That's the coach there, Kelechi Oko, trying to see how she can build this sport in Nigeria. And very soon, she said she wants to go for the Guinness World Record 2024. by trying to see how she can at least set a record there. Well, good one. Nigerians are always very good at whatever they want to do, and this sport is gaining lots of momentum in Nigeria. That's why we just had to talk with the coach this moment, Kelechi Oko, joining us from Lagos. Well, one more, at least we'll still be having you at least more time on the show so that we can continue to talk about this sport to gain momentum. Thank you so much, Kelechi Oko from Lagos.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Yes. Well, we just have to talk to Kelechi Oko there. You saw that lady there, and also the young one she's coaching. Can you do that?
A nice one. Though, like she mentioned, the sport is kind of scary, but it's a very good sport. Some of these sports, over the years, some started as a recreational activities. They never saw it as something that could maybe bring income or maybe give some person's job. But right now it has moved from that recreational aspect, though all sports are for recreational purposes, but to an extent it's also business. Now it has moved from that aspect, let's just use it for physical fitness. Now it's gaining the kind of recognition it should have. You mentioned of tech ball. Tech ball also started like this, but now it has now become a sport that is acceptable globally. And now the Unicycle already is a sport that has been in vogue in Europe, but this part of the world, in Nigeria, I can't say the whole of Africa, in Nigeria it's not something that is popular. We know what is popular down this way, but for Kelechi to actually maybe going into this sport as the first, because for me right now, in my opinion, she's the first person that will actually be going into this sport, that want to propagate it all over the 36 states of Nigeria, and it's a good one, it's a welcome development. All she needs right now is the support from the sports-loving Nigerians, the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports, and then let's see how we can actually move these sports forward, because it's a very nice sport. Though it's scary, like you asked me, I can't do it because
even if you climb that Unicycle,
it looked as if you want to fall down. And for the kids who are actually pulling weights right now, so I saw those kids. It's a good one. That Operation Catch Them Young, they are quite young. They are very flexible and they can do it. And if she continues this way, like I said, she just needs the support. Let the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, I believe they will see this, they must have noticed. Let them support this lady, and let's see how this sport can just go wide in Nigeria. And then probably we can, if they feature this sport in the Olympic, we will have our own representation there.
Now, talking about unicycle sports in Nigeria, well, it's getting that particular accolade, and that's why we just have to showcase it in a way to also give our own support by pushing for the popularity of that particular sport. It's just a sport really meant for the kids, and really skating, just like skating, and also not forgetting the fact that right now they are doing so well there. Congrats to Kelechi Oko, who has actually joined us, and right now the sport is gaining momentum. We'll continue to push for that sport development called Unicycle. Away from the unicycle sport, let's talk about basketball taking place in Kaduna. Well, let's look at this precisely in Zaria. The Nigerian Basketball Federation Women's Basketball League qualifiers that was played yesterday. Nigerian Army basketball team, they lost against Nigerian Customs in that game 66-30, while Nasarawa Amazons ladies also, they lost their game against Air Warriors, that is Nigerian Air Force team, 78-45. Kada Angels, they fought hard, but they lost that against Plateau Rocks. I guess those rocks were too big that actually brought them down. Crack. 72-46 in that encounter. It will be ending on, that will be tomorrow, or rather on 17. But right now, this is the result of the game that was played match day 5. That was yesterday. Nigeria Army, Nigerian Custom, Air Warriors, Kada Angels, Plateau Rocks, and Nasarawa Amazons in the Women Basketball League qualifier.
Yes, just as it's going on at the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. So also it went down at it's going on at Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, and all the final phase will come in Lagos. And for the result, I think Nigerian Custom is on course of qualifying. All they need to do is to win their last game, and if they do that, I think they will join others, about 3 of them. Nigeria Army Basketball already also need to win their last game so that they can get that qualification. I think 2 teams from both Savannah Savannah Conference and the other conferences to play the final phase in Lagos, where we'll now have a team that will represent Nigeria at the FIBA Africa zone qualifiers.
A good one there, talking about the Atlantic and also Savannah conferences of the Nigerian Basketball Women League there. Quickly, let's talk about football. And this time around, the winning team, Enyimba International, is celebrating CAF Champions League. Finidi George targets good outing with Enyimba. Well, right now, they just have to start planning now because Champions League is no child's play. They've been there before. They won it back-to-back 2009, 2004. But right now, it's been a while, and they have to do something now, coming from the ninth, at least winning the title for 9 times.
Yeah, congratulations to Finidi George and the whole Enyimba team and their staff, the management, and everybody, the fans who actually supported that team. For Enyimba, they are one of the biggest team when it comes to football in Nigeria, and then they are also a force to be reckoned with when it comes to club football in Africa. They've won the Champions League. They have that status of a team from Nigeria that's won the Champions League, and they did that very well by winning it back to back. So they also did what Al Ahly did by winning the Champions League back to back. It's not every team that can win the Champions League, come back the following season and defend it and win it again. And for Enyimba, they'll be going back to the continent. It's just good they start planning right now, because when you are playing in the continent, you meet other African teams that are also better, and the teams that usually give trouble are the North African teams. We've not really been able. That's why Enyimba defeated 2 African teams to win the Champions League in 2003 and 2004. It has not been easy with our team playing against the North Africans, but for Enyimba, I believe they have the quality, they have the pedigree, and I'm just happy for Finidi George, who actually took the bull by the horn by coming back home from Spain after doing some things with Real Betis Team B. He got his coaching badge right there in Spain, and he decided to come back home, and Enyimba took a gamble by employing him. The gamble didn't pay off in the first season. Now the second season, the gamble has actually paid off. So with his wealth of experience, I believe Enyimba will give us good representation in the continent.
Let's see how that will actually stand right now. We're talking about Enyimba. Well, the IMC, Interim Management Committee, right now they've tied a portion of the 100 million naira they won to players recruitment and facility upgrade. That means 25 million at least right now. They want to make sure they get better players that will make them perform well at the that's CAF champions, and also 25 million out of the money for facility upgrade, where they have a standard stadium that will meet up the standard of CAF for them to play all the matches they'll be playing. For the remaining 50, they know that's from their own, they know what to do with the money. But right now, IMC are saying, well, we want to make sure the team are fortified with better players recruitment, and also facility upgrade. Good one coming from the IMC, trying to see how they can make the team representing Nigeria at the CAF Confederation or CAF Championship to do better next season. Away from that, let's look at the last straw on the show. That has to do with Manchester United. They want to move for Kylian Mbappe if Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani takes over. Well, right now it's been a deal of taking over there, and right now it's possible that Hamad will be announced as the new owner of Manchester United, and if that is done, they could be going for Mbappe.
Yes, money speaks, and you know, when the Arabians are around, they have the money to throw around, and that is what Manchester United is looking at right now. And for that, for bin Hamad Al Thani, definitely will take over Manchester United, because at least they've gone, let me say, 90% of taking over Manchester United, or 70 thereabout, has been at least has been done within the board and the American owner and the new person that is coming in. And to get Kylian Mbappe, you know, it's a lot of money, and it's not left if Kylian Mbappe want to leave PSG and come to Manchester.
But he says it's going to stay till 2024 when that news broke out that is done with PSG. But you know, players, they can be very
very funny
when it comes to transfer. A player is moving tomorrow, he'll be telling the whole world that no, I'm still here. Remember Karim Benzema? Benzema said no, I'm not leaving the Los Blancos. The next day, he was already on his way to Al-Ittihad in Saudi Arabia.
So these guys are actually funny. And for Manchester United, I think they need what is called a very key signing, a marquee signing, to actually make a statement. Manchester United need not just the Carabao Cup, they need a very a big trophy like the Premier League or the Champions League. Probably
that would be a big one there if United had to move for Kylian Mbappe, scooping this player, which Real Madrid also they have their eyes on him, as they don't know what's going to happen between Florentino Perez and the ownership of Manchester United. That will be it on the show. We've had Kelechi Oko joining us from Lagos, a coach of Unicycle, the sport gaining momentum in Nigeria, alongside Emmanuel Fashimi in the studio. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I think I will try out that sport.
And I just want to beg that you should not fall. I'm Adeni Jishafe. Sport is always business, as we say, and also fitness. Thanks for watching.